Another day, another car. This guy here is waiting for his new home. Hasn't found one yet, but we're waiting, optimistically. This is next to get NCT'd, and I thought it looked a bit lonely, so I got this. We'll have a quick look around it now. This is what I can only describe as another Toyota Corolla Terra. You know, are these cars dull? Yeah, they are. But you know, there's always someone for them, and usually that person is me. I like this one. I like them all. I'd have them all. I just think they're great. But there is usually always someone to buy one. They're kind of tried and tested, basic, reliable, handy motoring. And this one, I know a little bit of the history of this one because I sold it to the person who I just bought it from, so it's my second time to own it. And I actually got it NCT'd from them. They bought it off me in December just gone. It kind of really wasn't suiting them. They wanted a hatchback, so they bought an Astra off me, and I took this back. I got it NCT'd for them in December, so I've done about 2,000 kilometers since, I think. It's a full history. And this one, unlike this one, this car has 305,000 kilometers on it. 305, so it's 180,000 miles. I know everything looks better on camera. Look how straight it is. There is no marks or damage anywhere on this car. Absolutely perfect, which is really hard to believe for a car this kind of age and mileage. It's even got all its original hubcaps. Oh, actually, oh no, that's a bird poo. That's great. Yeah, so look, it's pretty sweet. We just go have a quick look around it. Kind of, there's not too many surprises in this one for me, but I still think you might find it interesting, the rest of you, so we'll just give it a few checks and have a bit of a look around. So just some of the usual first impressions, as if I didn't already know this car. So recently been NCT'd. We can get a ballpark mileage just from the NCT disc without even sitting in the car. So NCT'd at 305, 201. I actually think there's still 305 some odd on it, so that's really good. 3 months ago. It's out of tax, but such as every used car. So NCT'd recently, we can tell that, we can tell the mileage. Just looking around it, we can still see, a bit like a lot of the other ones, it still has all its original hubcaps. Someone very, very boring, namely me, cable tied them on. Which also a sign that it's been looked after, in my opinion. There goes the train. You can't see it, but it's... oh, maybe you can see it. You're not going to see it, but it's there. It has really good tyres all around. Again, shit brand, Neolin, don't know what they are, but you know, there's 4 of them, they're all matching. So always a good sign. 4 nice matching tyres, 4 original hubcaps. Kind of look down at the bodywork, is all nice and straight. Something else, you know, that I always like to see. Still got its original sort of dealer plate surrounds, front and rear, Hugh Bogan Toyota, which is our local Toyota dealer around here. Still has its original window sticker, rear plate surround. Both plates are the same material, they're both plastic, matching surrounds. Kind of, you know, it's just a good way to tell with something like this, maybe that it hasn't had bodywork or anything like that, that the original plates are still with the car at this age and mileage. Always a good sign. So I mean, you know, like I say, I already know this car, but if I didn't, you know, those are some things that would make me think this is, you know, this is worth a shout. It looks pretty sweet. And if we just come around to the inside, you know, maybe these were the last of the good Toyotas, I don't know. Like, gear knob, a little bit of wear, nothing crazy. Same with the handbrake. Like the wheel, does it really look like 300k? I think it's not too bad. No buttons on the wheel, obviously it is a Terra, but sure, oh hey. Seat, a little tiny little bit of bolster wear there, but it's still very tight. You know, original floor mats, or probably original floor mats. That interior is, in my opinion, not really showing its age, and it's a lot cleaner again than Jorge over here. But you know, I'm really happy with that. I knew I was going to be anyway, but I'm just confirming it. I might just give it a quick start up and you'll see. The radio's going to be on, is it? Yeah. It runs cold started, runs as sweet as anything, and there we are there. 305 826. So it's done 600 kilometers since it was NCT'd. I happen to know as well, this car, before I supplied it the last time, it did get a replacement from a second-hand gearbox with a new clutch kit. So for a 300k car, the clutch is lovely and light. I think this car has a full history. There's loads of old NCTs. There's some receipts there that probably have owner details on them, so I'll try to show those for a sec. I mean, I don't look. Yeah, there we are. So service invoices on top of service invoices on top of service invoices on top of service invoices, tons of them. Let's have a look at the service history. So it was supplied originally by Boggins, we know that. And have we got any stamps? I think I remember this car having a full history, but we're about to find out, I guess. So what have we got? 2008, 2009, 2010, 11, 12, 12 again, 2016, 2017, 17, 18, 18 to 19. So there's a bit of a gap there for a few years, 2019. Then I know before I sent it the last time it was serviced, you mightn't even be able to see that. Next service is due 23rd of the 9th, 2021 at 310k. So it's not due a service yet, and it is running sweet, so that's probably how we're going to leave that. What God is really is, you know, a huge amount of paperwork with this car, which is a really good selling point. And the interior, as you can see, is quick hoover is all it needs really. There's no huge stains in the seats, which is unusual for these Toyota seats. But generally, how could you not be happy with that? It is the non-aircon, non-rear electric window model, non-buttons on the steering wheel model. I know that grinds people's gears, but if you're looking for a basic A to B car, I think this could do another 300k. I know I would say that, but I do think that it could. I might just have a look through the boot, give it the boot test, have a look under the bonnet and just see, just check the rest of the car out. It's not been that long since I last had it, but it's not hard to just double check it, give it a quick once over. So we kind of know what we're getting now with these VVTIs. I think this is 4ZZ GE, 4ZZ FE, excuse me. You can hear it running from cold there. It's nice and quiet for a chain driven engine, especially one with this kind of mileage on it. I might turn it off or I keep shouting on because it's probably hard to hear me over that. It's just the usual vitals then. Coolant's good colour, it's on full. Pull out our dipstick. Oil is a nice light colour, which is always good. And I mean, for a 300k engine, you know, that hasn't had its oil changed in the last 10k, that oil is fresh, you know, and that's something that Toyota do bring to the table. I know I'm biased, but I do think it's testimony to how well these cars are made. I don't think we're going to have any issues under here, but we'll have a quick look. Lovely, not even any sludge really worth talking about. Oh, that's just from oil pumps going in. It's nice and clean, can't complain there. That's actually something mildly interesting, and I'll show you now. You wouldn't usually see. You can see these hairs, these little small hairs everywhere. Little small hairs. I happen to know the owner of this car did have a cat, and you know, sometimes they do like to crawl up on these engines that don't have big under trays, get the heat, maybe sleep up in the engine bay. Actually, you can see loads of hairs there. Oh my goodness. I've seen 2 cases before with this. I've seen actually a good few cases over the years. I've seen newer shape Tucson where the cat actually chewed some of the wires for the AdBlue and the PM sensor and stuff on the exhaust, caused a fortune's worth of damage. I've seen a TIG one before where a cat actually got wrapped up in the crank pulley, and unfortunately the cat died, but the engine was a write-off as well. So if you have a cat, not an exhaust cat, if you have a four-legged cat, that is something to be careful of. Make sure it's not sweeping under your bonnet like that, because it could be a bad ending for your cat or a bad ending for your wallet. The rest of the car looks pretty sweet in here. It's nice and dry, no signs of oil leaks or anything like that. It's still got an OE fan belt, and there's no cracks in it. The belt looks great. It's a super well minded car, all bone dry, no signs of leaks or issues like that. Rads look sweet. Battery does look oldish. There's a little bit of grease on the poles there. It's making it look damp, just the grease spreading around. Starting the car fine, I don't think there's any issues with it. So I mean, I'm pretty happy with how things are looking under the bonnet there. I think you can get into the boot of these cars without having the key on you, can you? No, of course not. But it is a Toyota, so there will be a switch on the floor. Just like that. Oh my god. Oh, that's how fresh this car still is. The risers still work. That's fantastic. Glass cleaner. Ooh, for a special someone. Is that for me? Oh my god, it's a little box of sweets. And a little one of these. That's definitely not for me. I'd say someone would be glad to have that back. I might let them know that that is in the car. Some wily rags. Oh, that's not meant to be like that, is it? Maybe it is. Oh, actually, it is. That goes in there. And that's our spare wheel kit. There's no signs of damage along the back panel. That's all the factory bead seal. Rear panel's nice and straight. You know, it's an overused phrase, but that spare wheel doesn't even look used. Should be a date on it. There's our tire date there. You can just see 2107. So that is the 21st week 2007. And this is a 07 car, so that is the original spare as well. So I mean, you know, this car is going to last someone another couple of years, trouble free, I would expect. I'm thinking going in cheeky, maybe asking 1,500 euros for it. We should be on to maybe get 300 or 400 euros out of that for ourselves. Paid 1,000, trying to get it maybe validated. I think it'll smarten up really good with a proper valet. Other than that, I don't think it needs any money spending. It drives sweet, no knocks or rats, anything like that. So it just goes to show, you know, I'm not saying it's a Toyota thing, but if you have a high mileage car, if it has a full history, you know, people are afraid of these things with high mileages. This car is as sweet as a nut. So don't be afraid of high mileage cars, especially Toyotas. Something with 1 or 2 owners, a good history behind it, has plenty of life still to give. I don't know if I'll get another video out on this because I've no real plans for it. I just thought I'd give you the quick look around it. Maybe, I don't think so. There's nothing to do. It's NCT'd. It's just going to be validated and put up for sale. But I thought you might like a quick look around it, just to get an idea how these Corollas are. They're not the most exciting car in the world, but if you're looking for cheap A to B motoring, it's really hard to look past them. I can't think of much in the way of common faults with them. They're just really good. So I mean, if you think they're good too, let me know. If you don't think they're good, I don't want to know, because I think they are. But feel free to give me your thoughts. Thanks for watching.